you need to collect the silver harp, which you need to turn in to become the Staff of Rain. You need the Edric's token, as well as the Stones of Sunlight. And once you have those 3 items, you can turn them into the Rainbow Drop. Once you have the Rainbow Drop, you can have entrance to Sharlock, but you're probably not going to go till you get the Erdrick Sword and Erdrick's Armor, which are the 2 biggest pieces of equipment in the game.
Well said, and we are off here with a Dragon Scale, which will give each player 2 more defense when they equip it. We have an herb for some early healing in addition to that heal spell, and we have a magic key to escape the throne room. So no saving the key or having 2 keys. So you are currently key locked on a lot of doors. They're going to want to find those as soon as possible.
Looks like Ryguy right out of the gate gets a Drakey. He's going to save that Hurtmore spell. With that 18 strength, he can take this down pretty easily, but looks like Kongcakes is just going to come out of the gate fire.
Oh yeah, use that Hurtmore and knock out that Magic Drakey, and here comes level 2 on both sides. No strength. Oh boy. So we have 5 agility, 5 hit points, and 2 magic points. They're really hoping for those magic points and some hit points. They are a little swamp blocked here, and without that magic available, they're probably just going to be plowing into this swamp to refill as they go.
Looks like Ryguy's made it out of the swamp and is heading for a cave, but he is seriously low on resources, and I have a feeling his journey ends now.
Just because a Red Dragon only dropped 48, man, Red Dragon slacking. Here's level 3, 1 strength, 2 agility, 8 hit points, 1 magic point, and Radiant is the...
Looks like the stat growth in this one's going to be pretty slow. But they do now have 2 blasts to hurt more, so they can probably get... They're probably going to stick around, I'd say get level 5 or 6 before they move on.
For sure, and with the magic points gained, they now have 2 potential Hurtmores available to them as they go along. And I'm not sure if Kongcakes is just going to grinds out that Magic Drakey. Here comes level...
Big agility boost, but not much else.
Yeah, they're still holding firm here, waiting for that big magic point gain or that big hit point gain that'll allow them to stick their nose out through that swamp and have a better chance on the other side. Magician using Hurt just to finish off Kongcakes there, but I don't think Kongcakes was too concerned with no resources left.
No, it looks like we have Ryguy taking out a Scorpion, so looks like both guys are just content to stick around town, do some leveling.
Given the resources available, I don't think they can do too much adventuring here. They can stick their nose out, but maybe at most they'd want to try to find a spot with some good mid-range enemies that Hurtmore spell can start wailing on.
Yeah, I have a feeling until they get a bit of a magic point boost, exploration's probably going to have to be put on hold.
Absolutely. And level 5 comes a Colin with some Scorpion kills here. More agility, oh my.
Can't have much magic.
We also see Repel and Heal More coming on level 5, so potential good use there. They just need to get some equipment so they can start making use of that Repel.
Looks like Kong ran from that Rape Knight. He wanted to check out what this cave was. Looks like we do have the Staff of Rain cave.
Always good to know where that one is, if it's near the castle and before you get the harp. Alternatively, it's always nice to find it with the harp in hand, and then you never have to come back.
Nope, looks like Ryguy is moving on.
Great pickup there. That's the type of enemies that they want to see. Stuff that'll die in 1 Hurtmore and yield very good experience. Wraiths all the way up to Magi Wyverns. That is what they want to see at present. This swamp is massive, but there are lots of little arms sticking off of it, and we do have a town on Ryguy's side. Will Ryguy get there? No Hurtmore, but no problem. And it is indeed Hawksness, and I like this play by Ryguy. You don't have a lot of resources. You're not going anywhere. Try to find out what the spike tile is. Unfortunately, the black screen of death puts the black death upon Ryguy, and Ryguy goes back to the throne room screen.
Yeah, that was pretty unfortunate. He didn't get a look at the grind tile, because if it's something like an Axe Knight, you could handle an Axe Knight at this early level, and if you get a big boost in your armor, I mean, that could be a big advantage at this point in time, especially with this huge swamp here.
It is quite the place they're plowing through when they need to. Kongcakes now trying off to the east. I believe there wasn't anything on this little peninsula.
No, I think down below was the town. Looks like Ryguy's content to level a little bit more. Hopefully pick up some more magic points.
Well, Ryguy's just a few experience points away here, but nothing is showing up to fight. Oh, the blue dragon takes a big old chomp on Kongcakes.
Looks like we got a scorpion here. It looks like he's gonna save his resources. Looks like Ryguy might be thinking about branching out further, because he might want to see what was in Hawksness. Because like I said, if it's an Axe Knight, they could probably take it down.
Here comes level 6 for Ryguy. With a bit of an experience lead, but with a Hurtmore seed that has made more double-digit agility gains. This is ridiculous.
But still not much strength. Look at that. Level 6. They started with 18 strength. They now only have 26. Can you imagine if you didn't have Hurtmore?
Exactly. This is the thing. This seed is designed around you having access to that spell, I guess. So it's working out fine for now, but they will need more strength.
I'm almost betting that armor is sitting in Hawks and it's just taunting everybody. Looks like Kongcakes got a town and a cave.
Ignoring the cave, right to the town, and we have coal. Ooh, free search spot.
Could this be the armor to give him the advantage? It's the token, one of the 3 required items for the rainbow drop.
And with Radiant in hand, that cave can quickly be identified if it is dark.
Looks like the Druids have baby breath.
Bit surprised Ryguy didn't immediately go to Hurtmore, but gets away with it.
We got this tablet cave. I think he's trying to save his resources, because he does know what the search spot, he does know where Hawksness is, so I think he's trying to save those 2 Hurtmores in case he thinks he can take something down.
Well, unfortunately, that Druid Lord was having none of it and sends Ryguy back to the castle.
Meanwhile, Kongcakes finds just a herb, just a little bit of green in the cave.
The legendary hero's stash. I thought it was a myth.
Looks like Ryguy is trying to make his way towards Hawksness here. Let's see if he actually succeeds this time, but once again, the blue dragon might have something to say.
There are blue dragons and red dragons, and now green dragons. They are all over the place. It is definitely a dragon warrior seed, that is for sure.
Ooh, and Kong thought he might have had that green dragon with the Hurtmore, but the green dragon just chomps the lemon.
The dragons are, like I said, the dragons are very hangry indeed.
Yeah, they're very, very angry. So right now we got pretty even experience-wise there. Looks like Rygar has like, I don't know, 30-point leads. I see if you're on Burgundy in chat, Dragons 2, Contestants 0. Pretty sure you can put that up to Dragons like 5, because I think Ryguy's been sent home about 3 times.
We've definitely had 3 red dragon kills and at least 2 blue dragon kills in addition to that green. So it's at least 6, and it could be 7 or 8. It has been pretty vicious. And hey, look, the black screen of death attacks again. But Ryguy is going to make...
You spoke too soon. And yep, you might as well forget about this one.
Womp, 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 womp.
Let's see, you hit him for 1, he hit you for 49. There's a bit of lopsidedness there.
They do say inequality is the worst form of quality.
Well, at least we have dragons all over the place. This could be good for later on in the game when you can actually beat something down. But... And we have a pun in chat here by the real bong.
I have to say that the real bong read that correctly.
Looks like Kong is heading north of the Staff of Rain cave here. Runs into a slime. He's gonna give himself a heal.
So I was gonna say Kongcakes giving us a look to the north here of the Harp Cave, finding a warlock. That's an okay enemy for a Hurtmore, but deciding to let it go and save those resources.
Like Ryguy is heading the same way, but he decides to take out this Wraith Knight, which is a good Hurt Marble enemy at this stage in the game.
We have another cave.
Mountain Cave.
Very nice. Very nice. Let's see what we have here. If Kongcakes can make it through the enemies. And too bad with no Hurtmore charges, that Droll Magi will have to carry on without a Hurtmore in the face. And then a Spectre. Oh my goodness.
Looks like Ryguy's right on his heels. And slimes. Wow, that's not a bad cave so far. I have some fairy water.
That's really too bad that fairy had to relieve itself there, but that's fine.
Now, if they get a key in here, and they do open all the chests, there could be a chance for what we call a gold grind, and there's a key.
There's a key for sure.
Would you like to explain to the fans what the gold grind is exactly, and just in case we have newer people in the chat today?
Well, a gold grind is an exploit that exists for the amount of chests that can be in the memory. So they can open up to 5 chests in this particular cave. And if they manage to do that, and then they take a death warp, they die and go back to the throne room, the 3 chests that they open at the start of the game will be counted into that total as well. So at that point, they'd be at a total of 8 chests available. So when they open the next chest, the 9th chest, that chest will not disappear. So whatever is in there, they can keep collecting. So it could be herbs. They could collect themselves a full set of herbs. It could be magic keys. They could get a full set of keys. They could get a full inventory of cursed belts if they wanted. But the one they're really hoping for in this situation is gold. Because with gold in hand, you can just keep printing that money. And if you can make it to a shop, you could buy some really good equipment. The best setup being flame sword, magic armor, and the biggest one, the silver shield at 14,800 gold.
Looks like Kongcakes is buying some keys, which is a good idea, so he doesn't, just in case there's no key available in this treasury, he will have backup, but I do believe he's going to give us a look at the treasury right now. We have found the red. The death necklace, that's nice.
So there is at least a very slow gold grind available, because when you open the death necklace chest, it then becomes replaced with the gold chest, but only gives like 100 to 160 gold, I believe. And we got the Stones of Sunlight and Cursed Belt and gold.
Cursed Belt, death necklace, Stones of Sunlight, and the gold grind. This has been one good treasury.
Can't argue with any of that.
Looks like Ryguy's right on his heels, going to do the same thing.
Ryguy left the castle, so there will be no gold grind available for Ryguy.
He also didn't finish clearing out the mountain cave, though, because I believe a Droll Magi has breath and sent him back. So he does know that the gold grind is available for later on.
And their survivability right now isn't that great, so being able to carry this gold, probably going to see a safety save from Kongcakes coming up here. And speaking of things coming up here, here comes Ryguy with levels.
Oh, and I see in chat he was intentionally death warping on the Droll Magi. So maybe he actually messed up on the goal grind by mistake.
Maybe just decided there was no town to do it, because I don't know if Ryguy's seen anything other than...
Ryguy hasn't been to call yet, but he's gonna see it in a few steps. And he might be regretting not doing this goal grind now. Because remember, Kongcakes knows where coal is. He never checked the weapons shop, but he's gonna go banking that hopefully there'll be something good there he can use. He didn't save though, so that's a bit risky. He hits the blue dragon on the way down.
By the way, for those wondering, level 7 was 6 strength, 2 agility, I believe 8 hit points, and they also picked up some magic points. I missed the number there, and stop spell, I believe. So, you know, a very solid level there, given the stats that have not been growing.
From what I see on the screen, it looks like they got about 8 MP out of that level.
They need it.
Level 6, so Ryguy's level 7 now.
Almost to Cole here.
And he makes it, so let's see what we have for sale. I'm not sure if he checked the shop when he was here the last time. He might have though, because he grabbed he grabbed enough money for everything. Oh, and there's a flame sword and full plate. But no silver shield.
Still though, this flame sword will give some options to Kongcakes for ripping apart some enemies along the way.
Yeah, especially where this magic point total is so low. He's now not really going to have to waste a hurt more on the mid-tier enemies. He can save his hurt mores for something big, like if he comes across an axe knight or something like that, right? Because we still, we know there's a red dragon in Hawk's Nest. We still haven't picked up.
Ryguy got in the bad news about what was in the Erdrick's cave. And looking at the money, did Kongcakes buy both a flame sword and full plate? I see it on the tracker. I wasn't looking.
He bought both. So now we'll see if they can't go south. It looks like the west is the only option from here. Ryguy is heading toward the town of Hawk's Nest, so he will get that information.
Too bad the information's not what you want to see at this point in time. Or maybe already been.
I believe he's already been there, actually, but he's about to take an awful beating here. Oh, he actually got away. And Kong is making that flame sword pay off already by taking in a poltergeist instead of wasting one of his precious hurt more.
North of Hawksness along the coastline in the marsh, we have Rimmeldar. Not a great discovery at this point, but maybe there is something for sale here down the line. Could be bought by
magic armor if he is so inclined. Which mightn't be a bad idea, because with that red dragon guarding the Hawksness spot, if that's where the armor is, that's going to be rough to get till endgame.
Fighter's ring stolen from the inn.
With this strength level so far, they're going to need all the strength boost they can get their hands on.
Ryguy returning home. I believe that must have been the wings they got earlier. So it'll be interesting to see who gets the huge breakout here. Kongcakes has the equipment advantage at the moment, but otherwise it's pretty even with a very slight exploration lead for Ryguy. And as correct, actually, did anyone check the basement? That is a great question, Thilo. Better hide the spark over. Here come some bridges. we have another town. It is the town of Garenham, and with keys in hand, the warehouse can be raided, and the staircase at the back can be checked. Swamp Cave seeming somewhat likely at the moment. And here comes a magic armor buy for Kongcakes. No upgrade to defensive power, but that will give healing one hit point every 4 steps, and it'll also blunt hurt and hurt more attacks.
Yeah, so it's looking pretty good now.
I didn't notice, was there any shields available there? Because we've yet to see a shield of any variety, I believe.
No, I don't even know if we've come across a shield yet. Small, large, or silver. It looks like we are going to get a look at what's here behind Garenham.
Freebie Cave. What's free today? Well, it replaces the magic key spent to get back here, but not Swamp Cave. I was betting on that.
No, it looks like Swamp Cave is going to be somewhere loose in the world.
And given all of the geography that has these tiles touching, but they're not able to traverse it, I'm suspecting 2 continents is quite possible at present.
Yeah, I'm going to guess you're going to see a town and maybe a cave in the second continent at this point in time, because they've done a good bit of exploration, but we have level 7. Not too much of a gain for Kongcakes, but
I have to say that they both must be really annoyed with this enemy spread. There's not been a lot of very good hurt more enemies. A lot of metal scorpions getting chomped upon, but we're not seeing like knights and magi wyverns. Not a lot of axe knights, or I don't know, any axe knights, or even green dragons, really. There's been a few of those. A little light.
I am surprised Kongcakes isn't fighting those raid knights now. He might be trying to save some resources for exploration, but he's got to get some levels up to get some more magic points as well. I don't think this is the point where anybody should be running from stuff at this moment.
No, they need to get some magic points. They need resources. They need to find a good zone to settle down. And we have a metal slime at 2 hits here. Is it going to kick it? No, it is not. Here comes a level 8 for Kongcakes, taking down a metal.
That's going to be a big boost. See if he gets anything good. 4 power, 3 agility, 1 hit point, and 1 magic. What a sorry level.
The stats are not really rolling along so well, but the good news for Ryguy is that green dragon is half the experience and dies just as fast. The metals don't mean quite as much at this point. And look, another green dragon. This could be a good little zone to settle and grind in, possibly.
Yeah, you do have hurt more. You could possibly take them out in 1, but even 2 is not bad.
Especially with a town right there, and this is a desert. This is a good little kind of early mid-game grind, however you want to call it.
I have a feeling we're going to get some big boost here in a couple of levels. Because if not, this could be the first race I've seen that might have to go above 20.
I think we're legally obligated at this point to mention the infamous Nes Cardinality Jack and Miss Wedge race from a tournament a few years ago that went forever. I believe it was level 23 they had to go to finish, to have the stats to get it done.
And in chat, we get Jack and Miss Wedge saying he's never seen a shieldless seed. Yeah, I would imagine there'll be a shield somewhere, but not all shields are guaranteed, so you might not come across a silver shield at all, but we do have 2 caves.
Forget it, Homa. It's Cave Town.
This has got to be Swamp. Swamp North, it looks like. I'm going to say this is probably going to have to be the grave.
Ooh, there's a bit of bad news on Ryguy's side. Green Dragons are carrying DL2 breath. You better hope that Hurtmore takes him out in 1 round.
See what Kongcakes decides to do here. He's not going in either cave, nor wasting the Radiant Charge, so... See, he probably wants to do a little more exploring, but that's one big swamp.
And these caves are sitting in the northwest corner of the map.
I see in chat there was saying, was that both sides of swamp? It very well could be. But I thought swamp did have to come out on the second continent.
Not necessarily. There doesn't even need to be a second continent. I don't know if they can be that close together, though. That would be quite the thing.
Be interesting to see if Kong goes back. When Kong goes back, or if ryguy finds these caves. See if they go in one and come out the other. I think that'd be pretty hilarious.
Here comes another metal slime for Kongcakes. Already landed a shot on it. And level 9. Some magic points finally.
Yeah, that'll make shooting off a few more hurt mores a little bit easier on the pocketbook.
Was that another metal slime takedown for Kongcakes? I believe it was. My goodness.
Looks like ryguy is coming up on these caves that Kong had found, so maybe he'll check them out for us and we'll see what they are. Or this axe knight's gonna put a big axe in his skull. Nope.
And all of a sudden, all of the axe knights. And no hurt mores to help.
No, that's a little bit of irony right there. And ryguy's got no torch or no radiant cast. But I believe Therewolf was right. From the way he's walking.
Sure looks like it. So we have the north cave is swamp south, and the south cave is swamp north.
No, I think he is actually in the grave here. From the way he's moving.
Okay.
Unless he's going to check the trap tile in the swamp cave, but I've never seen anybody do that in the dark.
Not sure why taking the death now.
And it looks like the jerk, affectionately called that by the community, the Rainbow Drop guy, is under Tantagel Castle. I almost said Canaria Castle for a second.
So now we are down to a situation where they're just going to have to get the stats to go deal with that. Speaking of the Red Dragon in Hawksness, we're still looking for Cantlin, and I believe that might have been the grave as you said, but there's some chests in there to be seen, but we have cleared Mountain. Interesting to see what we go to next.
Well, we've seen Mountain, we've seen Tablet, we know what's in the treasury, so really there is only the grave left to check, because we've seen the free cave. So if the sword isn't in the grave, our runners are going to know that that sword is down in Charlotte Castle. Will it be at the judge's table, or will it be in the pyramid room?
Well, first things first, they got to get into the grave, because looking at things, the silver harp has to be there, and the sword could be there, so we're probably going to see a full clear.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, I have a feeling we're going to have a search spot this time. Well, we are going to have one because we found the token, so unless the fairy flute got pushed out into a chest. But for sure, that Erdrick's armor is either going to be in Hawksness or on the search square.
Kongcakes, just trying to make sure of the geography, because up north here is Tablet Cave, but I don't recall if there was much past it.
Looks like ryguy taking out an axe knight, but it did actually dodge one of his hurt mores. Looks like ryguy's going to give us a look now that he has some MP for Radiant.
Nope, it is indeed South Caves. Wild.
Is he gonna check the trap tile, I wonder? Nope. Hilarious. That is so awesome.
Here comes a little ad for Ryguy, a nice consolation prize after walking and changing the reality here. 11, 4, 14, and 6. Finally a decent level.
Yeah, the stats are starting to pick up a little now, so boat runners are now purely in exploration mode, trying to find everything they can. Because once they find everything, this could turn into a pretty quick seed. Maybe an hour 10 tops if everything really comes together soon.
The big one right now, looking at it, if I'm Kongcakes, and with the equipment I have, I might be hoping that Hawksness is where Erdrick's armor is, despite that red dragon, because knowing with the equipment on hand would be better equipped to deal with that enemy than potentially an opponent who may not have done a grind.
Oh, Hangry likes to dream.
You guys never know. I've seen a stat gain where you get 20 plus in each stat. It can happen. This is randomized. I mean, we just seen one where the swamp caves are literally what, 5 tiles apart.
Yeah, they're definitely close. So, but the thing is, Ryguy didn't check the search square. I mean, you have Hurtmore, you got to MP. If there's an Axe Knight in that search square, that's an ideal grind spot at this time.
I think the issue there is there's nothing too close by for healing, so not the greatest grind spot, I would have to say.
And honestly, I mean, you're pretty certain you're gonna need the coordinates. Like, I'd be 95% sure you're gonna need the coordinates. Might have been a good time to take a stab at maybe getting the princess. Because from the looks of this map, if they gotta count a high amount of coordinates, it could be tough because there's a lot of twists and turns. There's not a whole lot of big land masses for them to walk on, right?
At this point, yeah, they've got to find their way to Garen's grave. And hey, there's the big sea with a town right outside. That would be Cantlin. Or Brecken. True. It could be the 6. Could be the 6.
Ooh, it's Cantlin. Well, at least we can see if there's any shields available in this seed. Not that Kong actually has the money anymore, but we'll see if he's first going to check the coordinates or if he's going to, don't know what he's going to do. He's going to check the coordinates out. Does have heal more, so this should be okay, but he's got to watch his HP. Because these squares do drain 15 hit points, not 2 like a swamp does.
So that right there isn't necessarily going to be the worst count, but there's going to have to be some landmarking done, because to the north of the castle is just a bit of forest, and then we have water. So this will be somewhat near Tablet Cave, Erdrick's Cave.
Yeah, you're definitely not going to count this straight from the castle. You're definitely going to have to make a loop around, and I'm not even sure if they can see land from north of the castle, so there might not be no reference for them to use. They may need the princess in this one.
Oh, I'm sure that they can landmark it. There's got to be some land visible, even if you got to go west to find it first. It wouldn't be very difficult. Uh-oh, loose red dragon, but Ryguy says nope and gets right out of there.
And still no shield. But there is 2 more shops to check.
I kind of want to see no shields here.
That'd be interesting, but I don't know if it'd be possible.
Well, there was a small shield.
1 more shop will he waste the key to check? Watch this. The silver shield and the large shield are sitting in Brecon area and we'll never see it.
There we go.
So now, if Kongcakes does find the, when he does find the grave, maybe he might decide to gold grind and go for that silver shield now that he knows where the town is and he can get there.
Kind of curious Kongcakes isn't... Actually, Kongcakes might be going south here to try to spot if the land is visible, but it's kind of weird to work it backwards like that.
Also, it mightn't be a bad idea if maybe you wait till after your grind to grab that shield and you can duck straight into Sherlock and you don't have to make 2 trips back up there.
Could be looking for the grave, but there was still areas north and east of Sherlock. Strange choice to come back with. Yeah, there's the land there near Tanagel. So it should be an easy enough count once they get the sighting of Tanagel. There's Tanagel right now. Great play here. Kongcakes has done that. So now it's just going to set up and count and grab it right away. This is a pretty good move.
So we know 4 east is right in line with the edge of the grass. So, just has to count up a little bit and he'll be fine. And here we go, folks. He's doing the count. This is the... Oh,
no.
It's probably on that little chunk of swamp up there.
Based on the northern coordinate, I think it's going to be like the northern swamp part on the north part of that river.
Yeah, that's the line I mean. It's probably going to be around on the other side of Sherlock here. I'm sure Kong has this handled, though. He seems pretty confident he knows where he's going, so pretty sure we'll get to see the search spot very shortly.
And speaking of search spot information, Ryguy is going to be getting those coordinates momentarily, heading to the... No, not going to the coordinate?
I think he already did.
I must have missed that while this count was going.
He's in the general area of it, too. Let's see if he pulls the same thing Kong did. But he's gonna have to reference Tanagel Castle first.
The flute is on the overworld, because of course it is.
So now we know that Erdrick's armor is behind that red dragon in Hogsness. So the coordinates were not needed, really. But the flute's not bad to have.
Always good to have a little safety backup for a ornery golem. And by the way, if Game Boy F9 says nice count in the chat, you know you've done a nice count.
Now, I don't know if Kongcakes, he has heal morse. He has enough hit points to take 1 shot from the red dragon. But does he have the attack power to take it down at this point in time?
67 is pretty low. Probably would be depending on a war of attrition or more likely a lucky crit. And here comes Breckenry.
So the only thing we're missing now would be that grave. And that's gotta have our silver harp at this point in time. And it might even have our sword.
It's incredible to see how close they've been the whole way on exploration. There's not been a big exploration lead for either part.
Looks like Beta Strep in chat is pointing out 67 is too low for attack and HP is too low with that defense. So yeah, I think that Erdrick's armor is going to be sitting. Oh, we have a cave. This has got to be it. Got to be the grave.
And surely enough it is. Kongcakes hoping we're going to see the silver harp and Erdrick's sword right on the top floor and we'll be good to get out of here.
Well, if the silver harp is here, And the Erdrick sword is here. He knows where the Jerk Cave is. He knows where the Silver Harp Cave is. He's just got to find a good grind spot. I could be right about the sub-hour, close to hour 50.
Well, one of the two won't be up top. Meanwhile, level 11 is 1, 4, 14, and 3.
So we got 2 torches. Look at that resistance on that dragon. It's only got to fight though. If it had heal more, that would be nasty with a 1 chance to hit a stop spell. Whew, that could be bad.
That sounds like some Chaos Dragon Lore 2 stuff that you gotta deal with.
It's like Kong's going deeper. So one of these 2 chests has got to be the Silver Harp. But what's the other one going to be?
I think either way you're clearing both regardless, because you don't want to leave the sword behind.
No, that could be really dangerous if you did. Looks like Ryguy's now in the grave, so both these runners are pretty much neck and neck. Right on each other's tails. There's the harp.
Yep, harp on the sidebar.
The advantage that Kong has is that he's been to the search spot, but as we both know, the search spot is pretty not needed, maybe. It depends if there's a golem on a trap pile somewhere.
And as Jackamus Wedge appropriately points out, when you pick up the harp, you have to say, and his music was electric. You don't actually have to do that, but I do it every time anyway.
It's like Kong's going to head down to the 5th chest, give us a look. Are we going to get a sword, or are we going to get something that's going to be trolly?
And we do indeed know where the armor is. It is sitting in Hawksness.
Yeah, guarded by a red dragon who's got pretty much resistance to everything, and he's angry all the time. And with these person's strength total, I think it's going to be a few levels before they make it to defeating him just yet.
So the way this race is setting up right now, it's looking quite good for a close finish. It's all going to depend on who can get to that armor ahead of time and who's going to find the better grind spot. Level 10 coming for Kongcakes here. Going to enjoy that power up, and we have a metal slime on Ryguy's side.
Yeah, so this race is pretty even right now.
The experience point lead is helping Ryguy due to the bad stats. Oh, the metal slime takes a second hit and then kicks out, gets out of there.
Looks like Kong has got the last chest, and it's just gold. So that sword is down Sherlock.
This is my surprised voice.
Come on, Vanilla. Tilo pointing out, we are almost at a point where we can average more than 0.5 hit points a swing on DL2. I think it's slightly early for that yet.
Wonder if Ryguy is going to try to find a broadsword to help with that red dragon.
I don't know, he might.
Or might do a death warp here and try to get some equipment as well.
Yeah, because he does know where the silver shield is now. So you might be tempted to do a little gold grind and pick up a silver shield, because the edge is not too bad actually. The edge is about the only stat that I actually like so far.
I'm very confused by Kongcakes here. Not killing that Magi Wyvern with a hurt more.
I think he's saving his resources. I'm not certain if he's not going to try to take a death warp here, so I think he wants to save some heal mores just to try to get out of the cave.
Yeah, but I'm not sure what's left up here to really look at, unless Kongcakes has an overworld desert area with some good enemies that was spotted along.
looks like Ryguy is doing the old death warpy trick with the black screen of death. Pondering a red dragon fight with a flame sword at level 11. I probably wouldn't ponder for too long before I come up with nope.
Ouija, no one has checked the Swamp Cave spike tile, but don't worry, they have 2 approaches they can take to get there within a few tiles of each other.
Yeah, I believe Swamp South and Swamp North are about 4 tiles away from each other. And it looks like Ryguy is going to do a gold grind. And he does have the information that the sword's in Sherlock, and I do believe he checked the shops in Cantlin, so he knows where he can get everything at if he needs it.
I don't believe Ryguy entered the locked one, but even if Ryguy did, Ryguy's got to know that the overworld search spot is near Cantlin, so this is the right time to go do this, because you'll get the tile and also be able to armor up and get ready for that vicious Aloysius that is hanging out in Hawksness.
Yeah, this is a really good play on Ryguy's side. I'm impressed by this level of play here.
It appears Kongcakes has jumped a little bit on experience, so maybe he did indeed spot a spot to grind here around Breckenridge. Not fighting these blues with this many hit points and having heal more.
Doesn't look like he's gonna fight anything on the way here. I don't know what his plan is at the moment. Unless he's going straight for Hawksness. Maybe he figures he can take it.
Not sure what Ryguy's doing either. Knowing where Cantlin is, you think that'd be the spot to go to.
And he only took about 19,000. And we do know where their Silver Shield is only in Cantlin. Uh-oh, this blue dragon could spell trouble for Ryguy.
We'll say that Ryguy might be heading for Hawksness. Oh, might be going to Rimuldar, but there's no shields available there.
And it looks like Kong is going past Cantlin now. I'm curious as to what he is up to at the moment. He might be going back to get his staff, though. His staff and his drop. But the drop's easy enough. We know the drop is right there in Tantagel Castle.
Ryguy quickly approaching level 12 with that green dragon and rogue scorpion takedown, and another green dragon. So this would, not quite do it. This would be dang close, though.
Looks like he found a nice little semi-grind spot here where he's getting green dragons. He does have a town where he can get an inn right away, so this might be a good little place where he's deciding to grind on.
The danger of those green dragons, they are 25% to use Dragonlord 2 Breath. And here comes level 12 for Ryguy. We have 2 power, 3 agility, 2 hit points, 8 magic points. Nothing super helpful, just another heal more to help with that red dragon.
Yeah, there's bound to be a big level coming soon. Looks like he might be going for a flame sword here. And a magic armor, I bet ya.
I'm wondering if Ryguy's decided with the agility being so high on this seed that possibly be able to get by no problem using a small or a large shield instead of saving all the way up for a silver. And may not have seen the silver because we've only seen the one in camp.
Yeah, I think that's probably his plan, and that's not a bad one. Because, I mean, right now they're at 78 at agility. I mean, you know you're going at least 4 to 5 levels more unless you get a major whopper of a level sometime soon.
Kongcakes is not leveling and really needs those stats. Like, that was level 11, gift wrapped in a night, and ran away.
Yeah, I think Kong has to start taking some of these fights as he goes along. Because if he's just going to rely on a grind, if there's no good grind tile, then he's going to be way behind Ryguy. who is now heading towards that red dragon to see if he can take it out. I like his chances. He should be okay.
7 heal mores, provided it's not punching incredibly hard. It should be doable.
Although he's only hitting for 10, 41.
It'd be like an 8-turn fight, 9-turn fight.
It's like a Dragon Lord fight. As long as you don't miss menu, he's got it. Is he going to get a double here? No, no double. He's going to blow a heal more. Has the feeling of a Dragon Lord fight, doesn't it?
Yeah, there won't be any doubles. This is going to be heal, hit, heal.
Meanwhile, Kongcakes picking up level 11 along the way.
And the other plus here for Ryguy is coming here first instead of doing the count. It'll allow Ryguy to just ignore the Fairy Flute on the overworld. Oh, a dodge though, that's not...
Yeah, and with that, Ryguy doesn't really need the search bot unless he wants the flute just in case, but by the time they make the dive in the Sharlock, I have a feeling if there's a golem on the square, it ain't gonna matter.
Gets it done though, has the armor, and now let's see what Ryguy's gonna do for a grind.
Well, he's still gonna pass into Harp and get the drop. And Kong's gonna do the same thing, but I'd have to give Ryguy the advantage now based on the experience alone.
And the other thing, I'm not sure what Kongcakes is looking for. Everything has been seen.
Yeah, I noticed he's still roaming the overworld, unless he doesn't remember where the Staff of Rain cave was. Because that's the only cave they need to find. Because they know that the, well, I know Kong knows because he checked Tantagel Castle. So he knows that's where the Jerk is.
Kong hasn't seen Rimuldar. That might be the only reason to still be looking around, but at this point I would be concentrating on leveling and diving Sharlock where the odds are better of finding what you need.
Yeah, definitely. Now we got Ryguy here is going out a little bit in the exploration. He remembered exactly where the Staff of Rain cave is. So right now Ryguy is pretty well in go mode, I would say. Not hard to tell because he knows where the Jerk cave is. So
Kongcakes picks up a 3rd metal slime.
That might be the only thing that's holding him in the experience right now.
I mean, you gotta look at it. Kongcakes has picked up 3 metal slimes. That's roughly 1/3 the total experience points Kongcakes has.
I'm interested to see where Ryguy goes from here. We know he hasn't checked the swamp tile yet, the trap tile on the swamp. So he might give that a look to see if there's not an Axe Knight there. 78 agility. I can't see a Sharlock dive at the moment. I think that would be a little bit risky. And it would be a waste of time if you don't make it to the bottom. So I think I'd rather go down there when I'd feel safe enough to make it.
The big thing is lacking outside. If they had outside with the Cantlin right outside Sharlock, I think that's the spot you grind.
Yeah, if there's a good grind tile there. Definitely, I agree.
Not even the tile. You dive and look for the sword. You can fight some good monsters on the way, and when your magic gets low, you can outside. Just they don't have outside. That's the one problem with grinding there. Otherwise, you probably just use the top floor. There's nothing that's really that accessible with a heal spot nearby. I think Sharlock is the grind spot. Top floor.
Well, I mean, I'd still check the swamp cave. It's a quick check, you know where it's at, and you might get lucky.
I don't disagree with that, but there's just nothing up there to heal at. So you spend too much time hoofing back and forth. It might also just be a desert tile, you know, with Axe Knights or Green Dragons, if you can find one. We have seen a town, I believe it was Rimuldar, with Green Dragons just to the north of it.
Looks like Ryguy is actually going to go check out this search bot here. Or not. Or he might be just going to the other entrance, which is closer.
That's actually further, that one. South is north and north is south. The world is upside down.
Unless he hasn't been through this yet and doesn't know the caves are like 5 feet apart.
It's a golem. A golem is sitting on top of the princess who could help you get the fairy flute. That's hilarious.
That's kind of irony for you. You almost need the item to get the princess to get the coordinates.
So I'm curious, but if I'm the right guy, I'm heading up to Cantlin and Sherlock, and I start grinding there. And once I get outside, I'm diving for the sword.
Yeah, because Ryguy knows he doesn't really need the coordinates. Unless he wants the flute, but I mean, the flute could be good if there's a golem on that search tile before the Dragon Lord. And if there's not a golem there, then the flute's not really going to be needed in this seed at the moment. And I do not know what Kongcakes is looking for.
Betastrup's not wrong. Desert tiles would be pretty good with that double encounter rate. There is desert up that way. We know there's blue dragons not that far away. That might be the spot for Ryguy until outside shows up. And then it's dive and get your sword to make things a little easier.
Unless Kong does not remember where that Staff of Rain Cave is, that can be the only explanation for what he's searching for at the moment.
Question about the green dragons in a desert near a town. There was some in the forest south of Rimmeldar, and there was also, I believe, Garenham had a desert with the green dragons in it. Both are kind of out of the way, but I still think if you're gonna grind on the overworld, you may as well try to find one near Sherlock so you can be ready to go when the time comes.
And it looks like Ryguy is about to be in complete go mode. He is about to pick up his rainbow drop. Meanwhile, it looks like Kongcakes is passing right by the Staff of Rain Cave.
I believe that is Tablet Cave there, because the Staff of Rain is to the south of Kongcakes through these foothills.
So he's on the way down to it now. So this is going to be a good close race. This is going to come down to either Sherlock RNG or a grind.
Right now, I'd have to say definite advantage Ryguy. Not just with the experience point lead, not just with the armor. I just feel the play here in this latter third of the race has been better played by Ryguy.
Oh no, is Kong going to get sent home one step before the cave? Oh, he is. That red dragon just took the fun right out of Kongcake sales. So now we have Ryguy going for a stroll here.
I think Ryguy might be trying to get over towards, I believe it was Garenham that had the green dragons in that little desert patch right to the north of the... Here's an Axe Knight, so this will get level 13. And the stats are 3 power, 6 more agility, no hit points, 14 magic points. Remember when magic points were at a premium? They are quickly rising the ranks.
Yeah, as you can see, there's a lot more orange and green now going down on the stats down below. And for those of you that don't know, those stats do have color designations. At the beginning of the game, you did see there was a red stat. That means you have no chance, so just don't bother. White means it's normal, it's alright. Yellow means you're almost Dragon Lord 2 ready. And green means that stat is ready for the Dragon Lord, comparable to your other stats.
I think Ryguy is trying to relocate that town, which I guess I said I believe is Garenham, that had the nice area. But there's Axe Knights right here. It might have to settle down and start slaughtering. And here is Rimmeldar for Kongcake. And doesn't check the inn.
He must be thinking he's not gonna waste 2 keys to check 1 chest when there's 8 in Sherlock. There's a 1 in 9 chance the sword's gonna be in that chest. He's playing it risky.
But you know that also Fighter's Ring is out there. I mean, you're there, you may as well check it, unless it's going to be the fill-up spot, and Kongcakes will check it after the fill-up.
Well, looks like he's going to give this red dragon a go. He's in the same situation as Ryguy was, so I can't see there being much of an issue here for him as well.
Two less heal mores coming in. That's unideal.
But he does have more defense at the time than Ryguy did when he went.
That's true, an extra 6 defense. Actually, you know what? Maybe not, because Ryguy fought at level 12, I believe. Some low rolls here for Kongcakes. Not what Kongcakes wants to see. So there'll be 2 more swings, maybe 3 here to get it done. Ooh, a 41. That's not good.
He's got at least 2. We got 1 more swing after this. This is it. Unless the red dragon hits low next time. Oh, no way. Down he goes.
Just enough damage to get it done. Unfortunate for Kongcakes. And
it looks like
I was going to say a large shield for Ryguy. It's another 8 defense. Starting to get up there now.
Yeah, Ryguy's defense is looking pretty good. So he is actually going to dive Sherlock now. This is probably going to be a sword dive. He's got the chops to make it. 84 agility. Should make running away from most things fairly easy. No, I'm going to say fairly.
Fury, the one way we would see a silver shield for Ryguy would be doing dives here, looking to get the sword. And, you know, the treasury down there could have several gold chests in it. Potentially with the fighting to level up here, it could just happen through natural grinding if there's no deaths taken.
Or he might take the death warp at the bottom once he grabs the sword, do the gold grind in the castle. Cantlin's right next to Sherlock anyway. You gotta pass by it to get the shield. You might as well do it that way, then you get your silver shield as well, right?
The problem with that is you have to go back to the castle, you have to grind the gold, and you have to walk all the way back up here. I think you're better off just grinding, living with that large shield, and if the silver ends up happening, great, you take the extra 10 defense, but with this high agility, I don't think it's a necessity.
No, I agree, but that is one plan that Ryguy could use if he was wanting a silver shield, but this red dragon is like, I'm not letting you get away. You're my buddy.
Good choice by Ryguy. Without outside on hand, you don't want to dive when half your magic points are gone. May just want to kill this red dragon and leave.
Or get killed by this red dragon and leave.
This top floor is looking unfriendly with those red dragons, so may have to drop into the lower floors to find a better grind.
Now we have a blue dragon.
Yeah, I see Jackamus Wedge in chat agrees with me on the approach here. You really don't need to grind for that silver, like, do the gold grind. If you can get it through natural means, great, but otherwise, not worth it. Well, the problem is high. They may have to grind to level 17 or 18. If you can grind that way without dying, you'll just collect money constantly, and you will get there naturally while you grind up experience.
Looks like what Ryguy's approach is going to be. Looks like he went out and got an in Cantlin, so maybe he'll try to dive now. And Kongcakes did end up checking that chest after all. He come back to Rimdalar.
I mean, with his low strength, they could spend several levels grinding. The magic is also a little low, but everything else is coming together for them, stats-wise.
Yeah, because once they pick up the Erdrick Sword, which gives 40 attack, they're going to have 96 attack power. I mean, that's nowhere near enough. Even with the Death Necklace, you're only going to be at 109. I mean, unless they get a very big strength gain in the next couple of levels, we could see a level 18, level 19 dive here.
Kongcakes back to the red dragon here, swinging away with some nice damage to start. Looking to get that Erdrick's armor from the Hawksnest Search Tower. And since Ryguy appears to be diving for the sword here, I guess it's time to play the $25,000 pyramid game. That's where you pick which chest is going to have Erdrick's sword. I don't remember the exact monetary setup. If you remember, Hangry, you can feel free, or someone else in the chat could explain that. Personally, I'm calling top of the pyramid.
I'm calling judge's table right now.
And indeed, Erdrick's armor belongs to Kongcakes, so that's pretty sweet for Kongcakes. Kongcakes now is going to have to get set up and figure out what the grind's going to be. See if you can find a more efficient grind than Ryguy.
Well, right now we know all the trap tiles aren't going to be very good with this strength level, because you're not going to want to do red dragons. You're definitely not going to want to do the golem, although Kong does have the fairy flute, but that would be a longer grind than anything else. So I have a feeling we're going to see some overworld grinds here, because as we know, the top floor of Sherlock is not very friendly with all those dragons there. But I've been known to be wrong before, and it'll probably happen again.
I'm only wrong when I open my mouth, usually.
Kongcakes is picking up his rainbow drop, which means he is in go mode. So now this... Oh, wow. Look at that magic gain and that hit point gain. Massive. And then you gotta work your arms out a little bit more, I think.
Not even close to go mode, unless you're going to try to hurt more strats, but that'll also give the potential for Death Necklace down the line here. The strength still is just pathetic. If Erdrick's sword is picked up right now by Ryguy, ooh, there's some nasty breath. Picked up here by Ryguy, it would still only be 99 attack power. And yeah, I have to agree with Tilo. The grind, gold grind is a lot more, looking a lot better here. Oh, nice, excellent move there for Kongcakes on a red dragon.
So we're going to get our first look at the treasury here. So we'll find out who wins the big money. We have a fairy water, some wings, a wizard in the chest, that's always pretty. There's another key, this is looking good. Looks like we now have Kongcakes hitting Sherlock. Looks like he's probably going to make his dive for the sword, maybe. And there's the sword in the $50 chest, I believe.
That's the top of the pyramid, baby. That's 300. Swish!
And now you got to grind for an hour to get some strength.
And by the way, Kongcakes avoiding of grinding while exploring earlier, really showing now that Ryguy has just built a lead here, getting the armor earlier and just generally grinding on enemies ahead of time has really opened the game.
And wizards have Dragon Lord breath, so they might not be a good enemy to pick on. Looks like Ryguy is trying to make it to that spike tile, so we're going to actually see what the grind could be if he decides to go that way.
Yeah, the red dragons are looking like a good, a reasonable grind. And Rimildar not that far away. Probably just as fast as Death Warping back to the castle. And as we know, there are green dragons and rogue scorpions near Rimildar, which is north of Hawksness. So something to grind on the walking back and forth as well.
Yeah, but even if they see an Axe Knight here now, I mean, you could take out them with swings. You don't even have to waste your Hurtmores anymore, but there you go. If you're going to do this, you're just better off going to Hawksness and fighting the Red Dragons, which you could probably do now with this defense and this hit points and magic points. I mean, that Red Dragon grind would be probably sufficient at this point.
Yeah, no, it's definitely the best spot now. Natural Silver is dead. Let's see if Ryguy bothers going for the grind. I wouldn't. I would just be right to Hawksness at this point and grind up those.
Yeah, there's no point in getting the Silver Shield now because, I mean, you've got 86 defense as it is. You're pretty much, the only thing I think you're not defense breaking is Axe Knights and Red Dragons, so.
I mean, the Silver is still a play that would make sense, but honestly, 86 defense already, I don't think the Silver grind is the way to go with it, only being in Cant.
Yeah, plus with 57 strength, you're probably banking on at least another 3 levels to go. At least, unless you get a big 20 to 30 point boost in one level, which is possible.
I guess the real question is, do you feel that you're going to barely have enough hit points to scrape by with a Death Necklace use? Then maybe the Silver is a little more likely.
Yeah, with the way this HP is going, this is definitely probably going to turn into I would say into a Death Necklace seed for sure. But that Red Dragon's hitting pretty hard, still at 86 defense. Yes, Luigi. The strength in this seed is horrible. These guys definitely skipped Arm Day. And it's a whopping 3,000 point experience lead for Ryguy at this point in time. I'm not sure if Kongcakes is going to be able to overcome that in the long run.
I am highly enjoying the discussion around the Silver Shield purchase because you can make cases for both, and both are quite convincing. It just comes down to whether you want to put the time in or you just want to grind that experience and try to get down there a bit quicker. However you're feeling in a race situation. Well, you want to go safety, you want to maybe risk it a little more and go with speed.
Well, I mean, right now, if you're Ryguy and the way this seed come together, I mean, you gotta feel like you're maybe not behind, but you gotta feel like your opponent's close to you. Because the seed's been pretty straightforward so far. So he's either close to you or you're behind. So you've gotta kind of have that mentality anyway.
And when this Red Dragon goes down here, probably on this swing, that will indeed get level 15 for Ryguy. Is this the strength breakout level? Let's see. We have 12 power. That's going to help. 6 more agility. Wow. 1 hit point, 2 magic.
Wow. 99 agility. I mean, that strength boost helped, but you still gotta grind another level, so. Looks like we're in a grinding pattern right now on Ryguy's side, and I believe Kong is trying to make the bottom for the sword, so. We do have some spare time, and while we do, folks, yeah, I do definitely suggest you give these runners a follow. ryguy3745 and Kongcakes, as they are putting on a fabulous race for y'all. As well as don't forget our hardworking people behind the scenes. We have our tracker, Ali Jabrak, always doing a bang-up job for us. Furious K, the restreamer, always on the ball with everything else. As well as my co-commentator Brisulph, the guy who took me down in week 1. I haven't forgotten about you yet, buddy.
Canadian violence makes me sick. And by the way, since we're mentioning things, tonight we have a race at 8 o'clock, which appears to be on Randomania. Moonblaze Wolf versus Demarine 2. At 9 o'clock on Randomania 2, we have Will Wagner Music taking on Ursine. Oh, I'm going to butcher this. Dacier? Either way, they will be playing with the regular flags and apparently short Charlock. That could be interesting. And actually at 10 o'clock, we have Empty Eye versus Lafkian playing with the Scared Metal Slimes flag on. And that'll be on Randomania. And there's also, actually, that's it for tonight. And then tomorrow, we have, there's a race not being restreamed, which is too bad because it was going to use short Sherlock and very fast leveling. We have the Hangry Canuck on the comms here, taking on Nitsky1. Hey, Nitsky! At 8 o'clock, no channel determined yet. At 10 o'clock, we have Mr. Holmes taking on Z-Man, or Z-Man, I guess, since we're Canadian, we should say this correctly. That would be at 10 o'clock. Lord of the Synth and Relaeus, pardon me, will be at midnight on Saturday, and it'll be a vanilla map seed. And finishing out that night would be brisulph, myself, versus Nest Cardinality, also at Saturday at midnight. And the final matchup, there's 2 matchups left to determine after that. We have Silverfire taking on Angel FM at 10 o'clock on Sunday. And then Monsieur Slime will take on Archfield Monk TBD on that match.
So there is still lots of action left in this second week of the Dragon Warrior Randomizer tournament, so it is going to be good. We still have 3 more weeks of Swiss action to go, so there's going to be lots more action coming up. If you like Dragon Warrior, folks, keep it posted here, as well as RPG Limit Break. We have all your Dragon Warrior Randomizer needs.
Oh, and I did not see the Jacobus match. Maybe I glossed over that. It's fine. It's just Jack. You can ignore him anyway. So while I was reading that, what have I missed here? It looks like Kongcakes is up to 13, and it appears that Ryguy is only 5 red dragons away from 6. And Kongcakes looking now for the sword in the treasury.
He is going to come across the sword, and he will be in grind mode as well. But right now, Ryguy has a commanding 4,000 point experience lead.
Yeah, getting that armor earlier and just being able to do more exploration over Kongcakes, who was ignoring some enemies along the way, it really has turned the experience gap into a mammoth undertaking for Kongcakes.
You know, so he's trying to take down the Stone Man here on the way out. So we'll see levels coming up in about 2 more red dragons, I guess. Maybe 3.
It'll actually be, after this one, 3 more.
Oh, it's 9750. I keep thinking it's 9450 for some reason.
The Stone Men are probably not the best thing for Kongcakes to be taken on, but needs to get some experience, I guess, deciding to fight them.
Beta Strip, low humidity Canadian air. You must be on the west side of the country, are you?
It's stupid humid here in Ottawa. Has been for about 4 weeks.
Oh yeah, I'm here in Nova Scotia. Oh my god, we're horrible. It's over 100% humidity most days now. It's just crazy.
I'm not sure what Kongcakes is really doing. I guess grinding, but you think you'd at least go check the spike tile, see what's over there.
Jacobus, I think we talked about this before. I'm in Cape Breton. Weren't you down towards Halifax somewhere?
He's from PEI.
That's right. Yeah, you're not far. I could hook the boat, hook the ferry in Pictou, and I could be there in about 2.5 hours. We could have some good drinks tonight in about 2.5 hours.
Oh, you said drinks, and Jack heard that. Jack wants you to do it. Of course he does. Here comes level 16 for Ryguy. What are we going to get this time? We have 2 power, 2 agility, 2 hit points, 3 magic points. Nothing too special there. The strength is still a solid 10 short of Death Necklace range, but the hit points aren't quite there either. Interesting.
No, we're heading for 17. And it looks like, I don't know what Kong is just fighting on the way out. Gonna take a death warp, maybe, or...
Just gonna try to take down this golem, it appears.
No, you're not that far of a way to drive, Bri.
To PEI, it's a pretty solid drive.
Yeah, I can either drive to New Brunswick and take the bridge, or I could stop in Pictou and hook the ferry, which would be closer, because Pictou's only like 2 hours from me.
Ryguy just gonna take the death warp, it appears.
Yeah, this is Kongcakes, so... Now the Kongcakes has the sword, the armor... Will he? I wonder if he'll do a gold grind for that silver shield. Because he knows Cantlin's there, right next to Sherlock, but we'll see. Nope. Now we have boat. I bet you Kong's probably going to head straight for that red dragon and Hawksness, and folks, we now have dual grinds. So sit back, relax, grab a drink, bag of chips, whatever it takes. Because I think we could be here for another little while longer.
Well, from my end of the world, pretty soon I'm going to have to drop off here and leave the end run to you, Hangry, but I'll let you know when I'm going. And this has been a fun little commentary of an interesting match here where the stats just have been fits and starts, to put it lightly. And unfortunately, it's been more fits on the strength side of it.
Yeah, no, I can handle the end of her. Pretty comfortable now, so...
The black screen of death just keeps on showing up here for Ryguy.
Alright, we have Ryguy back on the grind spot, and Kongcakes is making his way back to Sherlock, I'm guessing?
Either that or an overworld tile of some variety, with level 14 landing off of that Druid Lord.
There's the big hit point gain and magic point gain, but he's still looking at his strength like, uh-oh.
Beta, that's a great question that hopefully Hangry will ask if there's a post-game.
Oh yeah, I'll definitely ask that question if there's a post-game. He's not thinking of going, I hope. Nope, he's gonna grind the top 4 of Sherlock. And there is red dragons here, so... But it will be slower than the trap tile on Ryguy's side. And Ryguy's gap keeps opening up experience-wise, so... We'll have to see how this goes.
Gonna be still 5,000 if this red is taken down on Kongcake's side. Ooh, a big roll there with a lot of resources available. Ryguy's got to be really annoyed at that one. That was a big hit.
Yeah, that's gonna cost him a little bit of time. Still not looking great on that strength, though. Look at that agility, 101. That is crazy. What does it take to break the red dragons? Or is it even possible to break the red dragon?
I mean, yeah, I was gonna guess 120. Beta Strap confirms that. That was gonna be a shot in the dark. I'm having a good day with my guess.
Yeah, if we end up seeing 120 defense, well, there's probably something going wrong here with the strength gains. That would be like 60 more agility. Holy crap, son.
That'd be something else. But I mean, the silver is available, so, you know, that's 10 right there.
Alright, so 50 agility, or 40 agility, sorry. Still probably not likely.
Especially since the seed had so much in the way of agility that the gains just have to slow down here.
Yeah, it's definitely got to even out the stats eventually. There's got to be a big strength gain coming. Like a 20 or 25 point strength gain on the way. Just a matter of what level is it going to be. Meanwhile, Ryguy is making his way towards 17, which I do believe comes at 12,500 or 12,450.
12,000 on the nose.
Alright, so he's a couple of red dragons away here, and we'll get a look at 17. And we'll see if that's goable or not, or if he's got to go for 18. And we got Kongcakes now taking off. I don't know where he's going, but he's going somewhere.
Really going to put Repel on if he's going to look for an overroll grind.
Ooh, Starboard runs would hurt more.
Yeah, if there was a 39 of June, there's the power, there's the hit points. It's go time.
Oh yeah, everything, the board is green. Death Necklace 142. Oh, this is a lock.
So with 154 hit points on Ryguy, Death Necklace usage would give something along the lines of... Yeah, it'd still be in like the 110s for hit points. Use the Death Necklace, got lots of heal mores. Get this thing done and over with. Bam, wham, a thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, this is a done deal on Ryguy's side. I can't see anything slowing him up now.
Yeah, the Death Necklace would just save time with the hitting harder.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're gonna see Ryguy strap on that Death Necklace and take that sword and shine it up real nice, turn that sideways, and I won't go the rest of it. Yeah, looks like Ryguy is just stocking up on some herbs now. He is gonna make his Adiva. And we have Kongcakes still grinding in Sherlock at level 14. The not grinding while he was exploration really is what hurt him experience-wise on this seed.
It definitely opened up a gap, but the extra level allowed Ryguy to get the armor with one attempt at level 12 versus Kongcakes running out of resources at a level 11 attempt on the Red Dragon at Hawksness.
Alright, Ryguy is about to go down to the second floor basement.
Technically, that's basement 1.
Well, it's basically the second floor.
Yeah, but it's basement 1.
Potato, potato.
Onto the diamond floor now, which usually is pretty trolly for encounters, but so far so good here for Ryguy. Might even hero walk it. Indeed.
massive hero walk he's got going here.
So with the current stats, no Death Necklace equipped, Ryguy will be doing 8 to 16 damage. So we're looking at somewhere in the range of 13 to 14 attacks on average to take down the Dragon Lord. So could get it done for sure with these hit points, but I think that Death Necklace will be going on, which would then give 142. So that would be 10 to 21 range. So 15 average, 10 to 11 swings.
I think either way, it's a solid lock. The Death Necklace, like Jack and Miss Wedge pointed out, the Death Necklace is probably just going to be 20 to 30 seconds quicker.
Oh, Lorgon, you have no idea. You should watch some Canadian Parliament sometime. You should hear all the potatoes flying around there.
Yeah, I agree with Amazing Toaster. At that much HP, you might as well put it on anyway.
Oh, absolutely. Just make the fight as quick as possible. Might even want to equip it before, well, maybe not before the Red Dragon. You may want to ride those full HP just to make sure you don't have any issues and waste a heal.
Well, he does have the Golem to go through, and he does not have the Fairy Flute. So this could eat up a little bit of resources on him, but we'll have to see.
Just a quick correction there. It's actually a Red Dragon down here on the spike tile.
Oh yeah, the Golem was in the swamp. Well, then this is absolutely free. Barring a miss menu, casting a hurt more when it should be a heal more, I don't think there'll be much of an issue here for Ryguy.
The enemy encounter rate is just spiked right up on this floor after some pretty easy dive luck.
We got dual fun police on the screen here. Looks like Kongcakes continuing his grind. He did get level 15 in the meantime, so realizing he's still not in a strength position to go.
Safety heal there from Ryguy. Probably the right decision, knowing your stats.
Alright, one heal, strap on the belt, and go.
Nope, no Death Necklace, just going to play for a lot of doubles, and like I said, as has been said in chat, either one is very winnable.
Yeah, I can't see him failing either way, but...
Dragon Lord helping out with a physical. Oh my.
He's probably going to end up getting a double if he does not get ambushed off the start here, which he did not. So this is a for sure double.
And then a minimum. Funny.
So he's at 23 already, and he's still got 10 heal mores to go, so... There's another double.
It's going to be a single this time, most likely.
Double, favorite coffee of most Canadians.
What's wrong with Canadians? You don't put sugar in your coffee. It's disgusting.
Yeah, I lost the count on Ryguy, but I think he's up around 60 to 70. I mean, there's possibility, no way. He's probably going to get a double here with that big heal more roll.
I don't even use cream. I just put milk in mine.
But you get a minimum on the double, but still. This is, unless you miss menus, this is a law.
Putting scotch in your coffee, that's a waste of good scotch. Okay, there's a lot of terrible opinions flying around here. I have to concentrate on this.
I need to concentrate on the Dragon Lord's about to take a big sleep here. Should only take 1 to 2 more attacks to take down the Dragon Lords, so this should be his last heal more. Ooh, Sigma, I like Screech. Screech is a good drink. Dragon Lord's hanging in there. He must have rolled on the higher end of the HP scale here.
Probably going to do it here, and if yeah, indeed it is. Okay, if not this one, definitely the next one. So get your GGs out. It's all over. Ryguy has defeated the Dragon Lord, has the Ball of Light, heading back to the castle, flipping the king off and saying, "Go rescue your own daughter. I know where both caves are. They're within sight of one another."
And there we see 158 HP for the Dragon Lord. And here comes the dot done.
And with that done, I'm actually going to take my leave. Thank you very much, Hangry, for having me along. Appreciate it and enjoyed the race. Everyone have a good day and enjoy all the action coming up in the next few days.
I think there's a race in a couple hours. Lordon? Oh, I've been screeched in, Jackamus. It's fun. And it looks like Ryguy is going to join us for an interview shortly here. Meanwhile, Kongcakes is continuing his grind here. We'll see if we can get one of our stunning people to pull him into the room whenever he joins the Discord. Looks like Concaves, I was gonna say. Kongcakes gonna make it back to Cantlin for an inn. He's probably gonna continue on his grind. Looks like he's gonna finish out the seed. I like it. Good on him. Good on him. Fury can probably pull Ryguy down when he joins us. The only bad thing is kissing the cod. No, it looks like Kongcakes is making the dive. Is he going to make the attempt? He doesn't have the HP for the Death Necklace, and he doesn't have the Strength. So this is interesting. I think he figures the race is over. There's probably no need to grind, so he's probably going to give it the old college try, and or he might be diving to say yes. I believe someone did that in the playing race last year. Said yes to the Dragon Lord. I do believe that player was me. And I believe, is that you, Mr. Victorious Winner? GG, Ryguy, can you hear us? Looks like we're having a little audio problem on Ryguy's side right now, but hopefully we can get this cleaned up.
Sorry, the mute boss got me. I got you now, but thank you for the GGs.
Right on. So what did you think about that seed? It seemed like a pretty quick one. Until that strength slowed you down.
Yeah, it was pretty quick. I was really upset not to see a Hurtmore grind enemy somewhere, or Hurtmore spike tile somewhere. But yeah, it was fine. The map scared me. I'm sure you all noticed when I got lost several times along the way there, but kept it all together anyway.
Yeah, no, it seemed like you run a good seed. That big strength boost at 17 was pretty good for the help anyway. I see you didn't bother with the Scorch tile, but I do have a question in chat. Someone is asking, how about that swamp? Because you were surrounded by a ton of it.
I have never been so happy to see heal in my life, man. If we didn't have heal, it would have been so many scorpions.
Yeah, if you didn't have heal and Hurtmore to start this seed, you guys could still be by the castle.
I think absolutely. That was part of why I eventually wasted a whole bunch of time when I saw Hawksness trying to get over there. I was doing things like conserving MP, and it took me forever to just check it and see the red dragon there. But I was really hoping to pick up an early armor because of all that swamp. Well, and early armors.
Yeah, no doubt about it here. We got Kong. He's making his dive now on 16. We have a feeling he's just going for grins at this point.
Oh, I see. Well, if he picks up 16 on the way down, he'll be very happy. He could just pick up 16 and win, or pick up 17 and win.
There was something else somebody wanted me to ask you in chat, put there a while ago. I can't remember.
Well, I see Fury pointing out the swamp caves, which were very trolly, we'll say. That actually messed me up. I saw whichever swamp first, and I just kind of assumed the other one was Garen's Grave, and I was trying to do Garen's Grave in the dark and was getting so confused as I was bonking everywhere. And, like, it took me having to go back and light the place up to realize what was going on. I sort of want to do a few laps through it, but I figured I should probably get on with the seed.
Oh, I believe that was the question. You did not grind for a silver shield. Caitlin was right next to Sherlock, as we know. And when you died after you got the sword and everything at the bottom of Sherlock, you could have done the grind and picked up the silver shield. What was your decision in not doing that?
Go. I don't know. I didn't even think of that, actually. When I died in Sherlock, it didn't even cross my mind. I kind of put the silver shield out of my thoughts because we had ridiculous agility. But yeah, I didn't even think about that, actually.
Alright, no, Kongcakes is a fool taking on the Dragon Lord at level 16. Comes out swinging for 23, Dragon Lord trolls out Hurtmore for 22. Comes out swinging again, another 29. Dragon Lord with another Hurtmore, hits for 22 again. Taking him down on the third swing. Kongcakes coming into the Dragon Lord fight with 51 if he gets ambushed. Could be a rough day. No ambush, he's going to attack right away. 7. Dragon Lord breathes fire for 48. Down to 3, he's going to heal more. I have a feeling we're going to see some YOLO Hurtmore strats here, boys. Gotta heal again, double heal. That's not a good start. Oh, we put on the death necklace as well. Oh, another shot for 8. Dragon Lord hits for 25. Oh, look at these min rolls he's getting. Oh, he's gonna go on 51. Dragon Lord can't kill you on 51, I don't think. Tried, but he failed. Yeah, I think he's gonna roll his heal mores down to about 20 or 15, then he's gonna start cranking out the YOLO Hurtmore here and see what happens. Ooh, a 6. That's a bad roll. Oh, well, 11. It's a little bit higher. I think he's up about 50 damage by now, maybe 60. At about 33 MP left, so he's gonna have to pull out the Hurtmore sooner or later. I think you'd still need 2 Hurtmores to win at this point, though. Although he's giving it a good shot here. He's gonna waste another heal more. If he wastes another heal more, he'll only have enough for one more hurt. For one hurt more, so we'll see what he does here now. Down goes another heal more. Oh, he's only healed at 94. Dragonlord with a big breath for 42. Here comes the last attack. 11. Dragonlord attacks. He's gonna burn his last heal more, folks. He's going for it. He's all in. Dragonlord attacks again. 37. Fights back with a 6. Oh, Mineral might just be the danger here. Last swing of the night. No, Dragonlord takes him down. Let's see. And it looks like we do have a forfeit out of Kongcakes. So we'll see if we can get him in here for an interview as well. So any thoughts on that seed while we're waiting to see if Kongcakes comes in there, Rygar?
Only other thing I can think of was that routing to get the armor eventually. I was searched around for the grave basically, and boy, it took me a while to find it. Finally found it in that corner there, and I was so happy when I found that grave to pick up the harp. And then I just feel like that routed in really well after that. Pick up the harp, gold grind for all the things to kill the red dragon, go do everything else. So yeah, it was a pretty fun little seed. Like I said, I was a little scared of the map. I'm amazed I didn't get lost somewhere, and just kind of wish we didn't have to sit there and grind on red dragons or whatever till 17. But at least 17 was worth it. Would have been nice to have an axe knight on a spike tile somewhere. But other than that,
Yeah, it seemed like a pretty straightforward seed at the start. It was just to find a place to grind. I mean, you grinded on red dragons and Hawksness. He was grinding in the first floor of Sherlock himself. And I think the biggest problem with Conger was, as he was doing his exploration, he wasn't killing stuff along the way. So it's like you gained like a 4,000 point experience lead on him when he first started his grind. So that made a big difference as well.
okay. I mean, I will say that we did have hurt more to start, but it was still a little tricky because I think at level 3 or 4 we only had 12 MP. So it's not like you can just sit there and hurt more the world. Like if you're gonna go explore, you can't just be tossing hurt mores everywhere. So it was a little tricky to manage for sure.
And GG Kong, what you think of that one?
I felt like the entire time I was just looking at the game going, just throw me a little bone here, just throw me a little something, just give me a little piece of something, give me a little MP, give me a little strength, it just nothing was coming.
No, you guys were. The Hurtmore was nice at the start, Hurtmore and Heal, but I mean, you guys were surrounded by some massive swamp. Like, I mean, that couldn't have been too great of a start for you.
Yeah, I'm from Gainesville, go Gators. I'm in the swamp, and that's a swamp like I've never seen.
Yeah, at the beginning, I was just trying to get down and take my sad little 12 MP anywhere, and even that was kind of hard.
Yeah, you couldn't really capitalize too much on the hurt more at the start, because if you wanted to try and move, you needed all that MP to heal to get through that swamp. It was a little rough.
So you as well decided to not do a Silver Shield grind. What was your reasoning behind that one?
Yeah, I had did a money grind early, and then I didn't know what was in any of the shops because I ended up getting it before I checked anywhere. And I think the 2 places I checked, they didn't have Silver Shields, so I was like, all right. And I died after that, so I lost all that money, and it was just, I didn't know if I wanted to do it again. I didn't know, where I was in relation to Ryguy, so I didn't know if I wanted to spend all that time doing that again.
Yeah, there was a Silver Shield for sale in Cantlin, which is right next to Sherlock, so. But it was in the locked shop, I believe, so you would have had to waste a key to get in.
Yeah, and when I did the money grind, I was still super low level. I think I would say like level 5. So getting over there with all that money would have just been asking for one of those stone men to come punch me in the face and take all that money.
Yeah, because you had done your goal grind immediately when you come out of the mountain cave. So that was very early in the game. I think you were, like you said, you were level 4 or 5 when you went there.
Yeah, when I went in there and then I saw there was a key, I was like, alright, at least I can see if there's gold in there, I'll grab it. I know there's a town south and maybe they'll have something good there. And I mean, they had a flame sword and the, I think, full plate, and that was it. And I was like, ah.
No, it did make for a bit of an easier go getting that flame sword and stuff. So, but no, it was a really enjoyable race to commentate. You guys both ran it very well for what was thrown at you, for sure. So I'm not so sure we have any final thoughts, Tom? What you think about the seed and how the race is going? How the tournament's going for you so?
It was a complete opposite of last week for me. Last week, the seed that we got in the 4-person race we did, everything was just handed to us on a silver platter. It was so nice. Like, I felt like I was at some 5-star restaurant. And right here, this seed's like pulling into a diner off the highway, and there's just some lady slopping corn on a plate.
Right on. What about you, Rye? Any final thoughts on the seed yourself and how your tournament's going so far? Because you did move to 2-0, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, 2-0 is kind of nice, but I feel like the opponents just get harder and harder. That's the whole point of the Swiss rounds, right? So I guess that last one's always the hardest to get, right? I think 3 and 2 guarantees you, right? So we'll see if we can get that last one.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. I believe, 3 wins would guarantee you at least a playing race. So.
Yeah, but like Fury says in the chat there, I mean, looking at the 2-0 list, none of those is easy. So it's just uphill from.
Yeah, it's just, I think pretty much anybody in this tournament is, if the RNG rolls your way and stuff, I mean, like you can't overlook anybody in my opinion. There's just no way.
Well, that's the next phase, as you say, like, oh, I got to the bracket stages. Now there's 32 tough runners I have to worry about instead of 64 tough runners. Okay, like there's still, it doesn't get any easier after that either. So yeah.
No, but GG to you both. It was a very enjoyable seat to commentate and watch, and I hope our watching public had a very good time. And there is another match coming up tonight, I believe. There's 2 or 3 more coming up tonight that brisulph had gone over earlier. So if you are looking for more Dragon Warrior Randomizer action, you can check the link that the Randoid just put in the chat, and that will give you a schedule of when the races are, what channels they're on, and like who's going to commentate and stuff. So if you have your favorite commentators or whatever, you can watch that match. And but other than that, I think that's going to do it for me. So I am the Hangry Canuck on behalf of Kong, Rye, Alligator Brap, and Fury SK. I would like to thank you for watching our show, and I hope you can grab another show tonight, and I hope you all have a very fabulous Friday.